welcome to Capitol Reef National Park. Capitol Reef National Park is 3.5 hours south of Salt Lake City. It's due east of Canyonlands, about 2.5 hours from there. As you will see later, right now, we're looking like standard high plateau desert and Canyonlands, but you see a little bit more green on this side. That's because there's the Fremont River, and that's the river that gives life to this area. How do you describe Capitol Reef National Park? Really, it's just an amazing little place where you have cliffs, canyons, domes, bridges, arches, all within this water pocket, a wrinkle or wrap in the Earth's rock layers. And it's the largest exposed monocline in North America, aka fold. So why is it called a reef? Well, there's two, Capitol Reef in particular, there's two different theories. A long time ago, this area used to be an ocean, so it got the reef name from that. But it also got capital from the big white Capitol dome of Navajo sandstone. It looks like the Capitol dome in Washington, D.C. So it also got the name Capitol from that, from the Capitol Dome in Washington, D.C. The amount of sandstone visible here, especially Navajo sandstone, is incredible. Cathedral Dome itself is almost completely Navajo sandstone, so it's really beautiful. And this place used to be known as Wayne's Wonderland, and they suggested that was too much of a local name, so they went to Capitol Reef instead. So there are only two entrances to Capitol Reef National Park, and both of them are from Utah Highway 24. You could enter from the eastern side or the western side. Now, the Fruita District is one of the three districts, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. It has 11 miles one-way scenic drive, of which about 8 miles an actual scenic drive, and it has about another 3 miles of spur roads that you could go on. The Cathedral Valley area has a 58-mile scenic dirt road loop. It combines several different roads. That's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm excited to do that, and there's several hikes you could do outside of that loop. Then you have the Waterpocket fold area, and that one has a 30-mile plus partially paved, otherwise dirt road that follows the fold, the Waterpocket fold. So I'm going to be doing that hopefully in 2 days. There is another road that you could do that's called Looping the Fold. It's 124 miles and it goes all the way around Waterpocket fold. I'm not going to be doing that, but that's another option for you. Finally, entrance and fees and permits for Capitol Reef National Park. There's a $20 entrance fee that's good for 7 days. You can purchase it in advance on recreation.gov, but it's not necessary. There's no timed entries with Capitol Reef National Park. And permits are required for backpacking, canyoneering, rock climbing, bouldering, and all of these permits can be got at the visitor center. Alright guys, so first up today is Cathedral Valley Loop. It's a 50-something mile dirt road, scenic road, and yeah, this is going to be interesting. You have to ford a river, the Fremont River, and you got to follow along it for a while, and I'm in a rental without insurance, so here's hoping that nothing bad happens. I already got a chip in the window that they're going to make a claim on, but it is what it is. You got to live life. Cathedral Valley in the northern area of Capitol Reef National Park has some of the most stunning views around. It is a bit difficult to get to, which makes it one of the lesser visited areas of the park. For travelers with a sense of adventure and a high clearance vehicle, you may find yourself alone in a rugged and beautiful place. This place is ideal for backpacking, where you can gaze up in awe at opposing monoliths stretching upwards towards a starry sky. This 58-mile loop takes 6 to 8 hours, especially if you do the numerous hikes in Cathedral Valley. Charles Kelly, the first caretaker and superintendent of Capitol Reef, named the area Cathedral Valley because of the eroded sandstone shapes reminded him of Gothic and Egyptian cathedrals. Cathedral Valley presents another chapter in the story of Capitol Reef's geology. The geological layers and eroded features here are different than those in other areas of the Waterpocket fold. In Cathedral Valley, you will see colorful Bentonite Hills, which are made of clay and volcanic ash, expansive desert overlooks, towering monoliths like Jailhouse Rock, Temple of Sun, and Temple of the Moon, and a historic Morrell Cabin and several other overlooks along the way. Well, got that done. Hopefully no damage. All right, guys, so when's the best time to come to Capitol Reef National Park? In my opinion, the best months are April, May, June, and September and October. That's when you have the most pleasant temperatures. It's not too cold, it's not too warm. June is already starting to push it, but it's pretty nice here almost year round. It's rarely ever the average temperatures below freezing. So unlike Canyonlands and Arches, you could actually come here year round. Let's talk about the visitor centers in Capitol Reef National Park. Capitol Reef National Park has one visitor center. It is in the Fruita District, right in the nerve center of this national park. It has exhibits, rangers, a bookstore, videos, and everything you would want in a visitor center. There's also ranger programs. There's one at 3:30, which is a geology talk. I'm going to try to get there by the end of this, but I'm not sure. Finally, there's no food, no gas, no showers, no laundries in the park. However, there's food and gas and laundry in Torrey, Utah, which is about 11 miles west of Capitol Reef. So let's talk about the campground situation in Capitol Reef National Park. There's one campground with 71 sites. It's $25 per night. Reservations must be made 6 months in advance, or can be made 6 months in advance, and they are very competitive and usually sell out quickly. You have 2 free primitive campgrounds, one in Cathedral Valley, which I am now in. It has 6 sites, and there's another one in the Waterpocket Full District, which is 5 sites. Again, both are first come, first serve. They're very primitive. They have a fire pit, a picnic table, but no water, and there's no fee for those. So next, let's talk about cell service. First, shame on you. What are you doing on your phone? Second, there's no cell service in this park that I've been able to find. If it exists, I can't find it. There is Wi-Fi at the visitor center. However, if you want to go to the towns, I'm sure there's probably cell service in the small towns. I haven't checked yet, but that's my guess. So next, let's talk about when was Capitol Reef National Park founded. It was founded on December 18, 1971 by President Nixon. It is our 35th national park. It was created just after Arches National Park. So let's talk about the size of Capitol Reef National Park. It is 29th by size. It has 241 acres, or about 377 square miles. It is the second largest national park in Utah, and it's a good bit bigger than Zion and Arches and Bryce. Finally, let's talk about the visitors to Capitol Reef National Park. It is the 22nd most visited national park that we have. It sees 1.25 million people every year. Capitol Reef National Park is actually divided into 3 districts, or different areas. You have Cathedral Valley District, which is accessed via dirt road. It's the north part of the park. It's the big, if you think of a water droplet, it's the big portion of the water droplet at the top. It's remote backcountry. It's the northern flanks of the Waterpocket, and it gives way to a broad desert, stunning monoliths, volcanic dikes, and it has a beautiful scenic drive with several hikes and primitive campsites that you could have. Next, you have the Fruita District. That is the nerve center of the national park. It's just off of Utah State Road, Highway 24. You have the visitor center, the scenic drive, the campground, several hikes. It's the central portion of the park. And then you have the Waterpocket District. This is a long, thin, slender district. You have hiking, backpacking options throughout this area. It's the south end of the park. It also has a scenic drive and several primitive campgrounds. So what activities can you do in Capitol Reef National Park? First, there's hiking. You could hike in all districts. You have hikes in the Fruita District, you have hikes in the Waterpocket District, you have hikes in the Cathedral District. For my guess, at least 120 plus miles of hiking trails in Capitol Reef National Park. You also have backpacking options, and backpacking options are best probably in the Waterpocket District. Permits are required. You also have mountain biking. You could bike the Cathedral District or the Waterpocket District. You must stay on roads and no hiking trails. You cannot go on hiking trails for your mountain biking. You could also do rock climbing and canyoneering. That is not something that typically happens a lot in this national park, but it's starting to increase in number. You also have stargazing, which in the Cathedral Valley or Waterpocket District is the best place to see stargazing. Finally, you also have auto tours. There's paved scenic roads in the Fruita District, and there's dirt roads in both the Waterpocket District and the Cathedral Valley that will provide awesome backcountry dirt roads for you to travel on. So we made it to the Bentonite Hills. Now we've made it to Bentonite Hills. Jailhouse Rock and Temple Rock Trail is a gentle descent through a desert that leads to stunning views of two large monoliths of Entrada sandstone rising from and towering above the surrounding desert. This is an approximate 5-mile out and back hike starting at Lower South Desert Overlook. The trail starts on an old roadbed that eventually descends into the desert valley floor. A faint single-track trail leads you past Jailhouse Rock across the South Desert, taking you between volcanic dikes before taking you to a viewpoint of Temple Rock. What's up, guys? So, on for my first hike of the day, Jailhouse Rock and Temple Rock, I think. It's about a 4.5-mile hike, not too much elevation gain or loss, like 400 feet or less, which is good because my right foot ankle is killing me. Last night was miserable. I tried to stretch it out, and it wouldn't. Hopefully today is going to be a slightly easier hiking day. It's going to be the auto touring that you've been seeing, me doing the Cathedral Valley Loop. So it's going to be a lot of that, a bunch of short hikes. Nothing too technical, nothing going into and out of canyons. So hopefully my foot handles it better. Yeah, this place is gorgeous. Must be Jailhouse Rock right there. That monolith rising sharply from the valley floor. I'm already limping. Damn. This trip might be cutting a little short. I didn't come out all the way here not to hike, so I'm gonna hike, but I might be doing shorter hikes. We'll see. I think my longest hike is a 10-mile hike on the last day, and I don't even have to do it all. I could just go up to the viewpoint and come back, which makes it about a 6 or 7. So I might just do that. Jailhouse Rock. Now they have this little barbed wired fence. I'm guessing we could go around this way. Get me off a downhill, please. Just let me climb forever. Oh. Alright. That's the last video of me complaining.
Lie detector determined that was a lie.
Jailhouse rock. This molten rock that's found throughout this area seems so out of place. I wonder what brought it here. Rivers, oceans, an eruption somewhere nearby. And it's just everywhere. Not something I would expect to see. I'll ask the park ranger. Man, when they said it's a faint trail, they weren't kidding. I have gotten off trail a couple of times already. But I'm guessing that right there is Temple of the Gods. Or Temple Rock, whatever it's called. These clouds are saving my butt. Brings down the temperature a couple of degrees. Slight breeze helps too. Yeesh. It's getting hot. Here is Temple Rock. Hey. I think those are the Henry Mountains behind it. Temple Rock. I went to Temple today. I need to stop making jokes. I'm not allowed. Aren't you glad I stopped making jokes?
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Alright, back I go. This is a rarely used 2+ mile trail to a ridge overlook of the temples of the sun and moon. The faint path to the north crosses a desert valley floor in a brushy flat, but then climbs a short but steep pitch to the rim of a saddle that affords views of the lower Cathedral Valley to the north. This trail offers amazing bird-eye view of the temples of the sun and moon monoliths.
She was probably, I'm sorry, can you stop breathing so loud, honey? He's like, breathe quietly. So
That is Temple of the Sun Gods or something on the other side. That fucking freeze feels amazing. Oh. Not a soul. Not a single soul. This short path offers two panoramic viewpoints of the South Desert. The short trail leads to an excellent view of Upper Cathedral Valley. The panorama is highlighted by a line of monoliths in the valley below known as the cathedrals. Leslie Morrell's historic cabin was used as a seasonal camp for local cowboys from the 1930s until the 1970s. The cabin is now listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Imagine making a cabin out here, having it all to yourself. This whole little valley. It'd be incredible. Imagine the fortitude it would take to live here by yourself. The skills on so many different things. You need to be your own mechanic, your own blacksmith, your own specialist at everything. It'd be crazy. But it would be peaceful and quiet. Imagine waking up and this is your view every day. This 2.4-mile out and back hike follows a low ridge line that parallels the line of monoliths known as the cathedrals. The trail, which begins with a short, steep ascent, is followed by a relatively level walk along a gentle ridge to the west. A small hill at the trail's end provides broad views of the cathedrals and Upper Cathedral Valley. This is a stunning, absolutely necessary hike in the Cathedral Valley Loop. Sadly, the camera I used to record videos died here. Luckily, I still had my phone and I was able to snag a few pictures for the remaining portions of this trip. Luckily, I only had one other stop after this. Day 2 was spent exploring the Fruita District at Capitol Reef National Park. The Golden Throne Trail is a 3.8-mile out-and-back hike. It is located in the Fruita District of Capitol Reef National Park. The drive up Capitol Gorge Road to the trailhead alone is a treat in and of itself, as the dirt road passes through narrow canyon walls that tower high above. The trail begins in the heart of Capitol Gorge and climbs the cliffs, gaining over 700 feet of elevation to an area about 2 miles from the trailhead beneath Golden Throne, where there are good panoramic views of the surrounding areas. Good morning, guys. It's my second to last day here. 6:30 before sunrise, and I'm heading to Capitol Gorge to do a hike. I'm on the Scenic road. No one's out here yet, so that's good. So my SD card only has about 40 minutes left, so I'm going to be very selective with what I record from now on. So yeah, alright, let's get to it. This is Capitol Gorge Road. Alright guys, it's just before 7 and I am in Capitol Gorge. This place is pretty. The white Navajo dome right there. So I'm going to do Golden Throne. It's a 2-mile hike one way with about 700 feet of elevation, so let's get to it. So I made it about 0.8 miles. So almost halfway. It's a nice trail to follow. Not difficult at all. So yeah, a little bit of climbing here and there. Nothing too bad. Gorgeous. Now I'm worried about these clouds. Should have checked the weather before I came. Well guys, I made it to the top. Golden Throne. Here's the view. I'm guessing that's Golden Throne. So guys, I was getting freaked out. That's just like, what the hell's following me? I was like, what the hell's following me? I hear belated footsteps, and it's just my echo against that wall. Oh God. Like a mountain lion's gonna get me, man. I heard footsteps behind me the whole way. That was crazy. It took me a solid minute to figure it out.
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
What a perfect way to start the morning. That was a fun hike. It was 3.9 miles with about a total ascent of 850 feet in about an hour and 25 minutes with all breaks. That's not bad at all. All right, on to Grand Wash. Cassidy Arch is the best hike in the Fruita District of Capitol Reef National Park. It is a 3.5-mile out and back hike to the most photogenic arch in the world. This arch is named after the infamous Butch Cassidy, but it is unclear if he actually visited this area. The arch is large and spectacular, photogenic at almost every angle. It sits 400 feet above the Scenic Drive and the Grand Wash Trail, offering pleasant diversion on the trip. The climb is steep but worth it. The first part of Cassidy Arch is difficult, but after that you'll be treated to a series of amazing views. Forgot my hat and sunscreen. I gotta make this quick. Otherwise the heat's gonna get to me quick. Holy crap. You guys are gonna have to forgive, but the Gifford House sells pies from their orchard, and I got one. Now this is not diet approved by any means, but I'm gonna eat half of it and then try to give the rest of it away. I would try to save it for tomorrow. That just means more calories. Oh, let's try this. Oh Lord. This is dangerous. Oh. Oh, I wish I had one or two people to share this with. I'll feel bad if I have to throw away over half of this because I just can't eat this. I mean, I guess I could eat the whole thing and not eat anymore the rest of the day. Will that math even out? Maybe. We'll see. Alright, so I did eat the pie. That's the bad news. Good news is that it was fantastic. The great news is that I did not eat the whole pie. I gave half of it away. So maybe I could eat dinner tonight if I work extra hard at burning off these calories. Grand Wash is a 4.4 mile out and back hike in the Fruita District of Capitol Reef National Park. The hike descends Grand Wash, an impressively deep and sheer-walled wash that cuts through Navajo sandstone layers in the deepest section. The narrow section is about 15 feet or so wide. It offers an impressive narrow canyon hike. The Narrows is what this trail is known for. While not a true slot canyon and not that narrow, the Narrows is still impressive with its towering walls all around you. The high canyon walls will continuously start to narrow until you get to the narrow section of the trail. Just walking along the flash. Huge rocks on either side. The Hickman Trail is a less than 2-mile hike that offers hikers an easy and spectacular scenic trek up to a large natural arch. The trail meanders up above the Fremont River, then does a loop of Hickman Bridge, a natural bridge with a span of 133 feet, before returning to the trailhead. One of the better-known sights of Capitol Reef, this natural bridge sits over 300 feet above the Fruita District below. Do this hike first thing in the morning. Yeah, this green oasis in the middle of a very dry desert, all because of the Fremont River, which flows down there. And the Fruita District exists because of that river. Life in this area exists because of that area. Abundance of life, I should say. The final day of this trip was spent exploring the Waterpocket district of Capitol Reef National Park. The Waterpocket Fold defines Capitol Reef National Park. A nearly 100-mile-long wrap in the Earth's crust, the Waterpocket Fold is a classic monocline, a step-up in rock layers. The Notom-Bullfrog Road runs parallel to the fold on the east side and provides access to the southern portions of Capitol Reef National Park. It extends for about 60 miles from Highway 24 down to Bullfrog on Lake Powell. It provides access to many trailheads and scenic features of the park's southern side. The Waterpocket Fold was formed between 50 and 70 million years ago when movement along a fault caused the west side to shift upwards relative to the east side. The overlaying sedimentary layers were draped above the fault and formed the monocline. The rock layers on the west side of the fold have been lifted up more than 7,000 feet higher than the layers on the east. The most recent uplift of the entire Colorado Plateau and the resulting erosion has exposed this fold at the surface within the last 15 million years. The name Waterpocket Fold reflects this ongoing erosion of the rock layers. Water pockets are small depressions that form in many of the sandstone layers as they are eroded by water and are common throughout the fold in Capitol Reef. Erosion of the tilted rock layers continues today, forming colorful cliffs, massive domes, soaring spires, stark monoliths, twisting canyons, and graceful arches. Guys, somehow I'm driving up there. It's gonna be some gnarly switchbacks. So I just came from the parks way out here, came down this long road, got to here, gonna go up these switchbacks. There is a road here, but it's pretty rough. We'll see if my car could handle it. If not, I'll just hike it. Then there's the upper Mully Twist Canyon. There's a couple of arches. I might just go up a couple of miles and come back. And then down here, there's a surprise canyon. Go out 2 miles, come back, and then I'm gonna call it a day. This is my last day in Capitol Reef National Park. It has been an amazing couple of days. I wish my foot was feeling a little better, but
we do not care.
But we're gonna make it work.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
Look at this place. No one in sight. It's crazy. The Waterpocket District's where all the backpacking, if it's possible, you could only backpack here. There are several long distance trails, like loops, lollipop type loops that go for miles and miles, 15 to 20 to 25 miles. So yeah, if you're gonna backpack, this is the place to do it. I decided not to backpack here because I knew after 12 days I was going to be pretty tired and just want to take it easy. I'm going to drive up, do a little bit of day hiking, not much because this is my last day, and then call it. Strike Valley Overlook is a beautiful hike. This trail offers views of the valley with nearly 150 million years of geological history visible. This trail is accessed from the Strike Valley Overlook Road, which is an unmaintained and requires high clearance four-wheel vehicle to access. It is possible to park just off Burr Trail Road and hike to Strike Valley for an easy 7-mile round-trip hike. Strike Valley in Capitol Reef is the prime example of the geological feature for which it is named. Strike Valley is a product of rock layers eroding at different rates depending on how soft or hard they are. Erosion-resistant rocks form the ridges, while softer layers erode into the valleys parallel to the ridges. Strike Valley leads to the erosional edge of the Waterpocket Fold, where older Navajo sandstone appears above younger rock layers. This is an effect of the fold and erosion.
What? What the fuck?
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
One eternity later.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Heading up to Strike Valley Overlook.